welcome to the session 4 on system software. In the last session, we had a discussion on SIC machine architecture. In the same session also we had a discussion by how actually we can use different kinds of addressing modes in SIC machine architecture. So in this session I would like to take some of the examples on SIC and SIC program, how we can write what assembly level language program for simple programs. So just we'll take the programs and we are going to write the same program in both SIC and SIC machine architecture. First I would like to take a simple program which is there on the topic load and store instructions. Load and store instructions. So as we know that, so we cannot move the data from one memory location to another memory location. While moving the data from one memory location to another memory location, is of course we have to use some registers. So in this case in SIC, as we know that it was providing only few registers for performing some kind of arithmetic operations, and in SIC it is also providing some, along with the special purpose registers, it is also providing some general purpose registers also for storing some kind of intermediate data. So let's take a simple example here, that load and store instructions. So what that instruction is, so there is a difference between that is load and store instruction. Load instruction which is used to moving the data from memory location to register. Memory location to registers, storing from register to memory location. So for example, in this case let's take a simple example. For that accumulator I want to load, so here this is the memory structure we are having, that the memory structure name, it is nothing but alpha. So whatever it might be. So another memory structure just I am taking, another memory variable just I am taking 1. So in this case, in that memory location 1, it is having some kind of integer value 5. It is having an integer value, it is 5. I want to move this integer value, from this memory location to accumulator. I want to copy the value which is present in the memory location 1 to an accumulator. Again, in the similar way, I want to copy the same value or value from the memory location 1 to another memory location 5. I want to move the same data. I want to move the data from the memory location, integer value from the memory location. What is the memory location? 1, and what is the another memory location? 5. So just you can give any name for that. I want to move the data from this memory location to this memory location. I cannot perform direct memory to memory operation here. First I need to copy the content from this memory location to an accumulator, and from this accumulator to again just have to move the data to the another memory location like this. For the characters also just we are doing the same. So what we have to do is, first we have to copy this data from this memory location to this accumulator. From memories, if you want to move the data from memory location to the register, accumulator is nothing but it is a register. When we want to move the data from memory location to an accumulator, yes, of course we have to use load instruction. How we can write the same thing by using in SIC and SIC program. So in this case, what we can in SIC programming language, how we can write means, first what we have to do is load accumulator with the value which is present in the memory location 1. So I want to store the same value. To another memory location. What is the memory location? It is 5. So for loading from memory location to register, store is nothing but from register to memory. So means I want to, now an accumulator is having an integer value, it is 5. So in the similar way, just I want to move the value which is present in an accumulator to the memory location 5. So for that, Which instruction we are using? Store instruction. So means store accumulator value to the memory location. What is the memory location? It is 5. What is the memory location? It is 5. So in this way just we can write it, right? So in a similar way, load accumulator with the value which is present in memory location, it is 1. Store accumulator, then just we have to move the data from accumulator to the memory location 5. So if you want to move the character value, just we are going to moving that its ASCII value just we are moving. So once we have writing this data, so you're writing this instruction, yes of course here we are using 2 variables here. What are those variables? 1 and 5. Yes of course, in any other languages, first we are going to defining the data and data types what are required for the program, and after that just we are going to writing the instructions. But in the assembly level language, what we are going to do is, first we are going to write the instructions, so then we are going to define the data variables which are required for these instructions, right? So means what the data variables just we are using here? 1 and 5, isn't it? So what we have to do is, just we have to define these data variables. Yes of course, both are integer. Just we are moving integer values here. So in this case, if you want to define that data, what we have to do is, so just we have to define this memory variable in the label field. So whatever the assembly level programming is there, it is having 3 different fields. One is label field, and another one is mnemonic field, and another one is symbolic field. Mnemonic field is nothing but operator field, symbolic field is nothing but operands field. So just we have to define these variables, whatever the memory variables which we are using in that program in the label field. So 1 is a label field. The memory location 1, what it is having? The integer value. Integer value is already there in that memory location. It is already defined. That integer value is already assigned to the memory variable 1 here. So means it is the integer variable which is already assigned a value 5. So what we need to do is, we have to define its data type, the integer data type. In assembly level language, we are using word. That is an assembler directive. We'll discuss later whatever the different kinds of assembler directives which are there, right? So word is an assembler directive which is used to represent the data variable as integer type here, as integer type. So again, what is the value which is having? Which is having an integer value. So just we are going to write its value. What is the value which is present in that memory location? It is 5. So just you can give any name for that memory location or memory variable name. So another memory variable, what we are using here? 5. So whatever the variables we are using in that instructions or in the symbolic field, every variables must be defined in the label field. So here, what is the next instruction? What is the next variable? That is a 5. What is the next variable? It is 5. So 5 initially it is not allocating any kind of values initially. Simply it is empty. So means we are reserving some memory space for some integer value. We are reserving some memory space for integer value. For storing a single integer value, it requires 3 bytes of length. So means in this case, what just we are going to use is, what the memory variable 5, it is not having any initial value, we are not assigning any value for that. So hence the data type which we are going to define, it is reserve word. It is reserve word. Word it is for integer. What for just how many words just we are reserving? Just we are moving only one integer value. How many words just we are going to reserve? One word is nothing but 3 bytes. How many words just we are reserving? 1 word. How many words just we are resolving? This is 1 word. So this is how actually we can write the program by using SIC-XC programming. So if you want to move a character from one memory location to another memory location, alpha it is having a character Z. So I want to move this what character Z to another memory location beta. Another memory location beta. So how we can write the same here? So yes, of course, first I want to copy that the character which is present in this memory variable alpha to an accumulator. Again I have to move that character from an accumulator to another memory location beta. Right. So in this case what actually we can do is, in the same program just I am going to including the same thing, the remaining thing. So what I need to do is, after this instruction, so just I am going to load an accumulator. Load an accumulator with the value which is present in an alpha. What alpha memory location it is having? A character Z. For representing a character, how many bytes are required? Only 1 byte. Right? So means load accumulator with the value which is present in the memory location alpha. Right? So means now accumulator what it is having? What it is having? Z. So means I want to move a character Z to the memory location beta here. So means for moving that data is of course just it is going to moving that data in the form of ASCII value. So means here just I am not using any ASCII value here, just what I am going to use is store character. So here store accumulator is for integer value, store character means whatever the character which is present in an accumulator. So the character which is present in an accumulator, I am going to store the same character to another memory location, it is what it is? Beta. Right? These two instructions for integer, these two instructions it is for character. Right? So after that is of course two more variables we are using here. Two more variables we are using here. Those variables must be defined in the label field. So what are the variables just we are using? Alpha and beta. Alpha it is already having, just we are assigning the value, what? The value Z here. So means what just we need to do is, just alpha it is a character memory variable, character, it is an integer, it is not an integer, it is a character variable. So means for defining the character, the data type character, we are using another assembly directive, what it is? Byte. What it is? Byte. So here that byte, what value it is having? The character Z. That memory variable what actually it is having? The character Z. So another variable we are using in this program, what is that? Beta. What is that? Beta. Beta initially we have not assigned any values. So means it is reserving space. It is reserving space. What actually we are reserved there? The byte, that is the character byte. So means how many bytes just we are going to reserving? Just I want to move only 1 byte of information. So 1 byte of information, that is only 1 byte just we are reserving. So for defining the data type, we are using what? Reserve byte. Reserve byte, we are reserving the number of bytes. How many bytes are required for storing a single character? How many bytes we have to define? We have to reserve only 1 byte. Only 1 byte. So this is how actually we can write that program for simple load and store. Load and store we are using load character, load accumulator, store just we are using store accumulator. Load from memory location to accumulator, store from accumulator or register to memory location. So in this case what is the first instruction? Load accumulator with 1. So first the accumulator is going to be loaded with the value which is 5. So the second instruction the same thing is going to be copying to the storing to another memory location, that is 5. So next load accumulator with the alpha value, what it is there? Z. So next what actually we have to do is, again we have to copy that same data to another memory location beta, store character which is present in the memory location, in the register A. So whatever the variables we are using in those instructions, all the variables must be defined here in the label field. So this is how actually we can write the program by using SIC. So how we can write the same program by using SIC XC. So the same program. So here since it is providing only two addressing modes, that is direct addressing mode and index addressing mode. We cannot use any kind of immediate value or immediate addressing modes here. But in the SICXC, we can directly use the immediate addressing mode here. So how we can write? So instead of, so here I cannot initialize, I cannot directly having the value an accumulator with 5. So because accumulators itself, it is having the value 0. So means I want to initialize the accumulator value with the value which is present in 1. Isn't it? So but because in that SIC we are not using any kind of different kinds of addressing modes here. So in the SICXC machine architecture, instead of referring this memory for storing this value from this memory location to this accumulator, so directly I can store that value to an accumulator immediately. So for that just I can use the immediate addressing mode. So means what I can do is load accumulator with an immediate value 5. So no need to define the memory variable 1 here. No need to define the memory variable 1 here. Load accumulator with the memory, with the immediate value 5. So this is going to defining, it is in the form of immediate addressing mode. So the next what I need to do is, now the accumulator is having the value 5, just I am going to store the same accumulator value to 5. For SIC, no need to define this. Because directly I am going to store the value, immediate value to an accumulator. Right? So store accumulator with the value 5. Again for the same thing, for moving a character, load accumulator with an immediate value, the ASCII value of Z, it is 90. Again store character to, so here alpha is no needed to define here. So just I am going to store the character beta here. Right? So here it is going to reducing the number of variables which are required for that program is going to be reduced here. So what different variables which we are using? 5 and beta. So 5, what kind of data type it is? We are reserving, yes, of course it is reserved word. How many words just we are reserving? 1. So what is beta? It is reserved byte. How many bytes just we are reserving? 1. So this is how actually we can write the same program by using SIC and SICXC programming. And another example, just we'll take how we can use the indexing and looping. So for this I am going to taking an example. Just I want to move some data from string 1 to string 2. So string 1, it is having, just I already defined the string 1 value, that is MCA. I want to move the same data to another string 2, which is reserved. Just I want to move a character. Here. So means, yes, of course, when we want to use the string, it is going to be representing in the form of arrays. To represent the position of each string, just we are using its index value, isn't it? So index value for the first position it is 0, for the second position it is 1, 2. For the string 2, again 0, 1, 2. So let's have a memory structure for this. So this is the memory structure we are using. So as we know that what we have to do is, if we want to move the data from string 1 to string 2, again I want to copy the character which is present at the 0th position of string 1. Again I want to copy the same thing to the 0th position of the second string. Means index register value it is 0 only. Again it has to be incremented. It has to pointing to the next position. I want to copy this one and again I have to move to the first position of that, second position of the string 2. So in the similar way, for that just we are going to using index register value. So for that case, initially the index register value must be initialized to 0. must be initialized to 0, isn't it? So means what actually just we are doing is the string 1, so just I am taking the byte addresses here, this is the string 1 which is being started here, it is of length 3, the index value 0, 1, 2 like this, 0, 1, 2. Again the string 2, it is somewhere else which is used to reserving some space, string 2 which is used to reserving some space. So means 0, again its index value 0, 1, 2 like this, isn't it? Before that we must initialize the index register value as 0. We have to initialize the index register value as 0 here, isn't it? So for that what we need to do is, so the same thing we can write by using SIC and SIC-XC, right? So first I will write the program by using SIC, so then I will write the same program by using SIC-XC, right? So in SIC program, as of course whatever the program it might be, it is having 3 different fields, that is the label field, mnemonic field and the symbolic field. So first what we need to do is, first we have to load index register value. We have to initialize the index register value as 0 here. Index register value as 0 here. So what we can do is, if it is SIC-XC machine architecture, directly I can use the immediate addressing mode. But for initializing the index register value as 0 here, first I need to define an integer by using some memory variable. So means the 0 which is being there in some memory location, I am giving that memory location name as 0 here. Whatever the name, just you can give it. Whatever the name, just you can give it. So load index register with the value 0 which is present in this memory location. Otherwise, if it is confused, so then I will take the memory location name as M1. Right? I want to initialize the index register value 0. Where actually the 0 is there? At the memory location M1. So what I need to do is load index register value with the value which is present in the memory location M1. Right? So after that, yes, of course, when we want to perform any kind of operations on strings or arrays, we are using looping structure because it requires n number of operations. So hence of course here also just we are using the loop by mentioning that loop name, it is going to be mentioning in the label field. So just I will show you. What just we need to do is, first the string 1, it is having a value that is MCA, that at the position 0, at the position 1, at the position 2. What I need to do is, just I want to copy this value. I want to copy this value, that is M, to the what accumulator, right? So for that what I can do is load accumulator from which memory location? From which memory location? String 1 at the position 0, that is the X index value at that time it is 0, isn't it? So now what I am doing is load accumulator with the value which is present in string 1 at the position 0. What is that value? That is M, right? So after loading that value to the accumulator, what I need to do is I want to store the same character from an accumulator to the memory location, to the string 2. String 2, it is there. String 2, store character to the memory location string 2 with the same index value, that is X, right? So just I am going to copying this one to an accumulator having the value that is M, from loading from accumulator to the same position, just I am going to copying. I am going to pasting. So after that what I need to do is, again I want to copy the value which is present in the second position of the string 1, I want to move the same to the string 2 at the same position. What I need to do is for that one, so just we have to increment the index register value by 1. So directly we can use some kind of arithmetic operation, that is add 1 to the index register value. Again I want to copy the same thing into the index, just I want to take one more variable for that. So instead of doing that one, SIC it is providing in instruction set, that is TIX, test index register. Test and increment the index register. What actually it is going to do is, what is the maximum length? What is the maximum length of the string? It is 3. What is the maximum length of the string? Every time index register value should be incremented by 1. I want to compare that index register value with the maximum value. That is the string length. So what is the string length here? 3. So means I want to compare the index register value with the 3. Right? So but in the SIC machine architecture, I cannot directly immediate value for comparing the value. So for that, I want to define the 3 here. I want to define the value 3. So what I need to do is, so just I am going to having one more memory variable, that memory variable name as 3. Just you can take any memory name for that one, that is that memory variable value which is that memory variable which is having an integer value 3. Right? So means this TIX instruction, what actually it is going to do is, TIX instruction, it is doing is, first it is going to incrementing the index register value by 1. So means it is going to adding, every time it is going to adding the value 1 to the index register. It is going to performing 2 operations at the same time. 2 operations at the same time. The first operation, it is going to incrementing the index register value by 1. Just it is going to adding 1 to index register every time. At the same time, it is going to comparing that index register value with some word memory. Right? So what is the index register value which is having now? 0. It has to compare this 0 with 3. Index register value, it should be compared with 3. So means 0, index register value 0, it is going to comparing with the value which is present in the memory location 3. Yes, of course, index register what it is having? 0. Compared to these two values, index register value, it is less than that of the memory location value, isn't it? So when it is performing some kind of comparing operation, comparison, so it is going to set the conditional code flag bit either less than, greater than or equal of the index register value. Index register value, it is greater than that of 1, otherwise it is equal to that of memory location, otherwise it is less than of that memory location. So means index register value 0, sorry, index, first it is going to incrementing the index register value, what it is 1, 0 to 1. So means when it is comparing these two values, the index register value, it is less than of 3. Yes. So means it is going to set the condition code flag bit at less than, or just I am taking LT, that is the less than. So after that the control has to be jumped to a particular instruction to perform some other operations. So for that, just we are using jump instruction. So means TIX, it is going to incrementing X value by 1. At the same time, it is going to comparing the index register value to the memory location 3. Right? 3, incrementing X by 1 and compare with the value which is present in the memory location 3. What the memory location 3 it is having? An integer value 3. So after that, it has to what? Jump. So means if it is less than means still some more characters are there to be copied, isn't it? So means I want to put which condition? Less than condition. So means jump, if it is less than the index register value, conditional code flag bit, if it is less than, it has to jump again to the same operation, isn't it? So for that, I am using the loop name here. The loop will be started from this point in loop. Just you can give any looping what name, right? So means if it is less than, where actually it has to move? To the instruction which is in loop, right? So first what actually it is going to do is, so just tracing this program, index register value is going to be what? Initialized with the value which is present in M1. So now the index register value it is 0. So after that, what is the second instruction? Load accumulator with a string 1 which is present at the memory location at the index register value 0. So means string 1, so if it is at the string 1 it is at the it is at the memory location 1000, it is going to copying the value or character which is present in 1000 plus 0. So means 1000 memory location. After that, the accumulator is having the value that is M. So what is the next instruction? Store an accumulator character. What is the character which is present in an accumulator to the string 1, string 2 to the same position. To the same position. M is going to be copying to this one. Still the accumulator is having the same value. So after that what I need to do is, I want to compare the index register value, I want to increment the index register value, at the same time I want to compare the maximum length of the string. What is the maximum length of the string? It is 3. So just index register value TIX, first it is going to incrementing the index register value as 1, then it is going to comparing the value with the 3. The memory location, right? So means what actually it is going to do is, the index register value is less than that of 3. So hence it is going to set the conditional code flag bit as less than. So after that, just I am going to using that jumping instruction, jump less than. If jump less than means what actually it is going to do is, it is going to check the conditional code flag bit, it is less than. If it is less than, yes, of course that condition is true. That condition is true. If that condition is true, it is going to jump to this instruction in loop. Where actually the in loop is there? Again, it has to go to the same statement because it has to perform 2 more operations. So hence we are going to use the looping structure here as well as the indexed value. So here for this, we have to define the data variables what we are using here. So we are using the data variable M1, what kind of value it is having? An integer value. It is already assigned value. So M1, right? So what is the value? Integer value. We are using an assembler directive, it is word. So what is the value which is having? 0. What is the value which is having? 0. So the next string 1 is a what kind of data structure it is? It is a string 1, it is a collection of characters. It is a collection of characters. So hence it is byte. There is a difference between the byte and reserve byte, word and reserve word. Byte means it is already defined, which is already having some value, which is assigned some by value, isn't it? So byte, what is the value which is present in string 1? So just the character value is the sequence of characters, what the characters it is having? MCA, right? So after that, string 2 it is there, string 2. So string 2 initially it doesn't have any value, simply we are moving the string 1 value to string 2 value, string 2, isn't it? So in this case we are going to reserving, just we have to use the reserve byte assembler directive. Reserve byte, how many bytes just we are reserving? 3 bytes, because we are moving 3 characters here. We are moving 3 characters, how many bytes we are going to reserving here? 3 bytes. So the next one is what? 3. 3 is the memory location which is having an integer value, that is the word. What is the value which is presented? That 3, right? So is there any other what variables just we are using? No. In loop is a looping name. It is not a what data variable we are using, right? So this is how actually we can write the looping and indexing by using SIC. The same program we can write by using the SIC XC. So how we can write means, yes, of course we are initializing the index register value. We are initializing the index register value with 0, with an immediate value 0. So no need to refer any memory location here to get the value 0, right? So after that, what we need to do is load accumulator with the value present which is present at the string 1 with index register value 0, position, and store character string 2 with the same index register value, and we are performing the same TIX operation here. So here we are using an immediate value 3. Immediate value 3. So means no need to refer this memory location to get the value 3. So what actually it is going to do is, immediately it is incrementing the x value by 1. Immediately it is going to comparing that x value with this 3. So again after that it is going to set the conditional code flag bit as what is the result it got? Then JLT. So as of course we are using loop 1, whatever the name just you can give here. So but we have to mention the same name here, where actually the control has to go. After that, this is the program. After that, what we need to do is we have to define string 1 and string 2. That's it in SIC XC machine architecture. String 1, it is byte. So here it is having a character string. It is MCA. String 2, it is reserve byte. How many characters just we are reserving? 3 bytes. So this is the difference between the program which we can write by using SIC and SIC XC. So let me take one more example on input and output, what instructions and input output for transferring the data between the input and output devices. So means input output instructions means if you want to move the data from if you want to read the data from some input devices, and we have to write the same data to the output device like this. So again, just we'll take a simple example here, just I want to read a character from some input device. We can read the character from input device like keyboard. Again, I want to display the same to the monitor, right? So for that, the main input and output instructions for test, just we have to test the device, whether the device is ready to transfer the data. Once the device get ready, again we have to transfer the data, just we can read the data or write the data. So means, so for this kind of things, what we can do is, so here first we have to use test device instruction. I want to test the device. So here every device, it is having its own in identity number, which is of 2 hexadecimal number. 2 hexadecimal number means 1 bytes of length, every input and output device. So here instead of using such kind of things, what we can do is directly I am using it's the device name, that is the memory name for storing the device identity number. So means just I want to test the input device name here in device. So just it is going to test the device whether the device is ready or not. So how actually is going to identify whether the device is ready or not? If the device is ready, so means again it is also using the same conditional code flag bit to set the value either less than or equal. If it is going to set, if the input device is ready, then it is going to set the conditional code flag bit as 1 for ready state. For if it is not ready, if it is busy, so then it is going to set the value in conditional code flag bit as equal. If it is less than, so means the device is ready. If it is equal, the device is busy. So means we have to put that condition in the infinite loop. So because as we know that for the input output devices, there is a separate input output queue is there. Sometimes that device is busy for some time. So on that time, every second it has to check. Every milliseconds it has to check whether the device is ready or not. So for that, just we have to put in the infinite loop. So means first it is going to test the input device whether the input device is ready or not. So in the first attempt it is ready, then it will be okay. If it is not ready, so again it has to test the device. So means it has to go to the same instruction. So for that, what actually we have to do is, so here just we are giving the name in loop name. Otherwise just you can give any name for that in loop. So means we have to check the conditional code flag bit. If it is equal, again it has to jump to the same instruction to test the device. JEQ, so means test device, input device. So if the input device is ready, then it is going to set the conditional code flag bit as equal. So just it is going to jump accordingly. If it is equal, yes of course. If it is equal, again it is going to back to the same instruction. Again it is going to test the device. If it is less than, so at the second attempt, if the conditional code flag bit it is set as less than, what actually it is going to do is, so just it is going to execute the second instruction, jump equal. So jump equal means it is going to check the conditional code flag bit value. So equal and less than both are same? No, it is not false, it is false. So what actually it is doing is, it is going to skip this instruction. Skip this instruction. So next what actually it is going, once the input device is ready, so then it is ready to transfer the data. It is ready to read the data. So means we are using read data from the same device name, that is the input device. Input device. So again in this case input device, again we are going to what, if you want to read the same data like that. So after that I want to store the same value to some memory location. I can use some kind of store character to some memory location data here. So otherwise just you can stop there only. So means to read the data from input device, after reading that one, so just I am going to storing in some memory location what data, whatever the information it might be. It might be character or some, here just we are reading the character here. So means it is the form of, it requires only 1 byte for single character. So in the similar way, for defining the of course, for defining the output device, again just I am going to test the device. So just I am going to test the output device, whether the device is ready or not. So again just I am using the same instruction. If the device is ready, it is going to set the conditional code flag bit as less than, otherwise it is going to set the conditional code flag bit as equal. If it is equal, again it has to test the device again and again. Hence we are putting this in infinite loop. So here, so just out loop. So again write data to output, sorry, before writing the data what we need to do is, we have to copy that data from the memory location, from the memory location data. So means load character with an accumulator, load character with an accumulator with the data. Again just I want to store, sorry, I want to write the data by using an instruction, write data to the output device. What is the output device name? Just we are using here. So here in this case the data variables which are required for these variables, it is input device and output device and data, isn't it? So input device, I already told, whatever the input and output devices are there, every input and output devices, it is having its own identification number of 2 hexadecimal digits. So here input device, it is represented in the form of byte. It is represented in the form of byte. So what is the value of that one? It is F5. So just it's a what identification number, that's it. Output device, so it is also byte. So what is the value which is present in this one? So your 05 and whatever it might be. So the number of that input and output device is here. So again data is the memory variable. It is reserve byte. How many bytes? Just we are reserving only 1 byte, because we are reading only one character from an input device and we are writing the same what character to the output device, and whatever the output device, just we are mentioning in that particular number, sorry, particular what instruction. So this is how actually we can write different kinds of instructions or different kinds of functions in SIC and SIC XC programming language. Thank you.